house is really honestly going to be worth. Number two, redo. I did everything myself in here. That is not how you do the business. And that right there is a house that I have already flipped as well. And I already know that I can flip this house to a buyer on my buyers list because I got a strong buyers list in this area. Hey, what's up guys? John Cochran here, and today is System Saturday, the day that I bring you a system that I use in my business that you can rip off, duplicate using your own local market. Now, today's System Saturday, what we're going to talk about is 4 systems that we use every single time that we are testing a potential deal. So guys, we're into the market right now to where you got to go out and you got to find these sellers. So whenever you find these motivated sellers, when these sellers are contacting you to buy their property, you got to stress test their deal. You got to know that that thing is a deal going into it before you actually write the contract. So today I'm going to show you what we do to know if it's a deal or a dud. Number one is you got to check its comparable properties. So I'm going to refer to this as comps. So comparable. So whenever you get a deal, you always and only use the comparables from the MLS. Okay, so you're only using comparables from the MLS. So what you're going to do is you're going to go out and search for properties. You got your subject property that you're going to buy. Now you need to know what's going on in that area around that subject property to see how yours is going to be valued. So you always use the MLS. You do not use Zillow. You do not use anything other than the MLS. I could say this till I'm blue in the face and people will still use other different avenues to comping out properties. You've got to use that MLS or a service that is using the MLS for their comping. You also want to search, whenever you're searching the MLS, you want to search for properties that are active. You want to know properties that are pending. You want to know properties that are sold a quarter mile away from the subject property. And if you have to dig, guys, it's not a deal. So here's what all of this means, is that what you're going to do is you're going to have your subject property that you are interested in buying. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and search the MLS. What you're going to do is you're going to search a quarter mile away from your subject property, and you're going to look for active, pending, and sold properties a quarter mile away, because that's going to give you a great idea of what's going on a quarter mile around your particular property from the past 6 months. So that's another thing, 6 months past. So this will give you a great idea to where you know what your house is really honestly going to be worth. And the last thing that you have to do is you have to have at least 2 to 3 sold comps. So yes, we're looking at the active. Yes, we're looking at the pending, but what we really care about is the sold. And you have to have at least, whenever you're doing the search, 2 to 3 sold comps or it's no deal. Guys, and again, if you have to dig for comps, if you have to dig, it is not a deal. You're trying to make a deal something that is not a deal, and that is a big no-no. Number 2, your rehab dollars. So now you've got this property, now you know everything that is going on around that property. So you know what price you're going to be able to get out of it, you know what you should be buying it for, but now you need to know what the rehab dollar, how much money you're going to have to put in to this property. So whenever you know your numbers, are you going to prehab or are you going to rehab the deal? That is the first question that you need to ask yourself. Are you going to prehab it, are you going to rehab it, or are you going to wholesale it? So depending on where it is, it's going to tell you what your exit strategy is in this property. Is this property in your prehab or your rehab sweet spots? That's another huge one. And then how much in rehab does your home need? So what we do is we'll go and do all of our comps, and then what we'll do is we'll walk through the property. So we'll walk through the property and we'll have a sheet like this. We call this our property repair estimate form, which is going to tell us exactly what we are going to be putting into that property, whether it's going to be a prehab or whether it's going to be a rehab. It is very helpful whenever you're buying property to have a form like this. Number 3, your purchase price. So now you know that you've got a property. Now you know all the comps a quarter mile around, the active, pending, and solds. Now you know how much repair it needs if it's in your prehab or your rehab sweet spot. Now, what the hell do you buy it for? What do you buy this property for? So here it is. So number 1 is you got to establish the retail price for the house, the property that you're looking to buy, whenever you pull the comps in step number 1. So you're pulling the comps in step number 1, and yes, you're getting an overview of what you can get out of the property, but what you're doing is you're going to establish the retail price of that property. Because the retail price of what you can do whenever you sell that property is what the formula that we're going to use is to come up with your purchase price. So here's the formula. if it's in your wholesale sweet spot, if you're going to wholesale this property off, you're going to just send it to another investor, or you're going to wholesale this property off, here's the formula. You're going to take retail price times 0.5, which is 50%, minus $5,000, and that's going to be the purchase price that you're going to offer the motivated seller. Now, you might just be saying, John, why? Why is that your price? So here's the deal. So guys, we're always going to take retail price. So let's just give a great example. On a wholesale deal, a property is retail for $100,000. So obviously we can't pay $100,000 for it. So retail, if we did everything to this property, we could get $100,000 out of it. So if we take 50% of that, or 0.5, that leaves us with selling this property, that leaves us with $50,000. So now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract $5,000 for our profit, which means that our purchase price on this house is going to be $45,000 on a property that would be the ARV, the after repair value would be $100,000. Now, if it's in your prehab zone, if it's in your prehab sweet spot, if you're going to prehab this property, you're going to just do enough repairs to get it up to where a landlord or somebody else would buy this property. Here's the formula. You're going to take your retail price that you established, times it by 0.9, 90%, minus the repairs that we did in step number 2, minus $15,000, and that's going to equal your purchase price. So if you're going to rehab it, or if you're going to prehab it, here's the math again on that $100,000 property. 100,000 times it by 0.9, you've got 90,000. Subtract your repairs from that. So maybe it's $10,000 in repairs, that's 80,000. Subtract by 15,000, which is going to be your profit, and then whatever that figure is going to be the purchase price of what you're going to be able to pay for that property. If you're going to rehab the property, if it's in your rehab zone, you're going to fix this thing up to the nines. You're going to come up with the purchase price by taking the retail price, subtract the repairs that you did in step number 2, subtract $30,000 for your profit, and that's going to be your purchase price. Guys, that is power. That is power. So number 1 is you got to go out there and you got to find the comps. Number 2 is you got to know how much in repairs it's going to be. Number 3 is you got to know what the purchase formula is going to be. And number 4 is your resale price. So whenever you buy this property, you have to know what you're going to resell this property for so that you can end up making a profit. So this is the price, the resale price is the price that you're going to sell the property for depending on your exit strategy, because it's different on whether you're going to wholesale, prehab, or whether you're going to rehab. Now, if you're going to wholesale the property off, when you sell it, so you've already bought it, I've gave you the formula whenever you buy in the property. Now, if you're going to sell it, here's the formula. If you're going to wholesale this property off, you're going to take the retail price that you've established, times it by 0.5, which is going to be your sales price. Same exact thing that we did in the last step. The only difference is we're not subtracting our profits. Wholesale. So that's wholesale. Prehab. Retail price that you established, times it by 0.9, that's going to equal your sales price, your asking price. And then if you're going to rehab this property, you're going to take the retail price, and that is your actual sales price. So guys, this was a big System Saturday. I've given you a lot of nuggets, a lot of formulas in here that you can use right into your own business that is going to help you buy properties right and sell properties, not give them away, and still sell them very, very quickly. So guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you on the next System Saturday.